अस्सलामुअलैकुम दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है अजान। आज मैं अपने मामा बाबा के साथ आया हूँ वेकेशन पर, मगर स्टोरी टाइम मिस नहीं हो सकता। और आज की स्टोरी का नाम है द लिटिल रेड राइडिंग हुड।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम अज़ान।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम मामा।
कैसे हैं आप? आपकी वेकेशंस कैसी गुजर रही हैं?
अच्छी, बहुत
मजा आ रहा है आपको?
बहुत अच्छी।
अच्छा यार, आपकी स्टोरी टाइम तो मिस नहीं होना चाहिए, और इस जगह पे स्टोरी सुनाने का भी अपना ही एक मजा है। तो ये माहौल बिल्कुल लगता है जैसे हम लिटिल रेड राइडिंग हुड के नेबरहुड में कहीं बैठे हैं। ठीक है, तो स्टोरी स्टार्ट करें।
हाँ जी।
Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloak. So everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could go to visit her grandmother. उसकी मामा ने क्या कहा? That's a good idea. So they packed a nice breakfast for the Little Red Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. Remember, go straight to grandma's house. Her mother cautioned. Caution करना क्या होता है?
A warning sign.
It's a warning sign when you caution somebody. And she said, remember, go straight to grandma's house. Don't go anywhere else, and please don't talk to strangers. Her mother cautioned. The woods are dangerous. Woods क्या होते हैं? Forest. They are dangerous. Don't worry, mummy, said Little Red Riding Hood. I'll be careful. And she walked through the woods. When Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother. She picked a few, watched the butterflies, listened to the frogs croaking, and then picked a few more. Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying the warm summer day so much that she didn't notice a dark shadow approaching out of the forest behind her. Suddenly the wolf appeared beside her. The wolf appeared beside her, just next to her. What are you doing here out, little girl? The wolf asked in a voice as friendly as he could. I'm on my way to see my grandma, who lives through the forest near the brook. Now what she did actually, she talked to a stranger, and she even told him where she was going. है ना? यानी एक उसने स्ट्रेंजर से बात की, उसने ये भी बता दिया कि मैं अपनी ग्रैंडमा के जा रही हूँ. Then she realized how late she was. She excused the wolf. Sorry, I have to leave. I'm getting late. And then she rushed to her grandma's house. The wolf in the meanwhile took a shortcut. Shortcut क्या होता है? कहीं जाने का छोटा रास्ता, कहीं पहुंचने का छोटा रास्ता. The wolf, a little out of breath from running, arrived at grandma's and knocked lightly at the door. Oh, thank goodness, dear. Come in. I was worried sick that something had happened to you in the forest, said Grandma, thinking that the knock was her granddaughter. The wolf let him in. Poor Granny, when saw the wolf, she did not have enough time to say another word before the wolf gobbled her up. He gobbled her up. The wolf let out a satisfied burp and then poked through Granny's wardrobe to find a nightgown that he liked. He added a frilly sleeping cap. A few minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf jumped into the bed and pulled the covers over his nose. Who is it? It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, how lovely. Do come in, my dear, croaked the wolf. When Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage, she could hardly recognize her grandmother. Grandmother, your voice sounds so odd. She asked, what's wrong with your voice? Your voice is so different. Oh, I just have touch of a cold. Adding a cough at the end to prove the point. But Grandmother, what big ears you have, said Little Red Riding Hood as she edged close to the bed. The better to hear you with, my dear, replied the wolf. But Grandmother, what big eyes you have. The better to see you with, my dear, replied the wolf. But Grandmother, what big teeth you have, said Little Red Riding Hood. The better to eat you with, my dear, roared the wolf, and he jumped out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. She ran across the room and through the door, shouting, "Help, wolf!" as loudly as she could. A woodsman who was chopping logs heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother. "Oh, Grandma, I was so scared," sobbed Little Red Riding Hood. "I will never speak to strangers or wander in the forest again." Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat.
ये मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी है।
हाँ जी अजान, ये मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी है कि आपने कभी भी किसी स्ट्रेंजर से बात नहीं करनी, और कभी भी स्ट्रेंजर से बात करना एक बात है और फिर उसको अपने बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन देना दूसरी बात है। आप देखो कि उसने इतने से जुमले में उसको 2 इंफॉर्मेशन अपने बारे में दी, एक कि वो कहाँ किससे मिलने जा रही है,
हाँ जी,
और कहाँ जा रही है,
और कौन से रास्ते से जा रही है,
बिल्कुल कहाँ जा रही है। और उससे क्या हुआ, अगर उसने उससे बात ना की होती तो वुल्फ को कभी ना पता चलता। ठीक है, और फिर वो रुकी वहां पे। उसकी मम्मा ने उसे कहा था कि अनजान किसी जगह पे ऐसे ही रुकना मत, इधर उधर मत जाना, किसी नए रास्ते पे मत निकल जाना, लेकिन वो रुकी। उसी वक्त का फायदा उठाया किसने, वहां पर जो वुल्फ था। और इसी तरह जिंदगी में होता है कि जो बुरे लोग होते हैं वो आपसे आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन लेकर फिर उससे आपको नुकसान पहुंचाने की कोशिश करते हैं। इसलिए किसी अनजान से अपने बारे में लंबी चौड़ी बात नहीं करनी चाहिए।
दोस्तों, अगर आपको ये स्टोरी अच्छी लगे तो सब्सक्राइब करें, शेयर करें और कमेंट्स में लिखें मैंने जो वेकेशन में आपके लिए स्टोरीज रिकॉर्ड की हैं वो कैसी लगी। अब मैं एक नई स्टोरी के साथ फिर मिलूंगा। अल्लाह हाफिज।